Oh, we're starting.
All right. Okay.
We started. It's
You're
already
Ian.
too late.
I'm Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Apex adjacent.
Dave, we've got a packed show. Stop talking. Shh. We need to get to it.
Okay.
You've got a garage update. We've got license plate games. You've got a new game called Guess the Price.
Yeah.
You've seen some things. We went karting. Let's go.
All right, Ian. All right. What do you want to start with, Captain? Yeah.
You know, I want to start with a license plate game. Let's just get it right out of the. Right out of the gate.
Okay, let's do it. All right, Ian. Do you want to do yours or mine?
Up to you. Dealer choice.
Okay. All right. Ian, I'll give you mine. This one is called More People We Probably Wouldn't Like.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, good. We're starting off on a positive note.
Exactly. We'll bring them down and then go up from there.
Okay. That sounds great.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Ian, are you ready? That's dragging it into the wrong window. Here's the right window. Boom and boom. Ian, tell the folks what.
Oh, boy.
Okay, tell the folks what you see.
I need to do some vocal warm-ups first. Because on the top, we have a Ford F-150? 250? F-150?
150, I
150.
think. Do you want me to...
Ranch.
There you go. There you go. That's the way to do it without waking the children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
F-150 King Ranch. Then we have a very sparkly purple Camaro.
Uh-huh.
And then we have, an Alpina B7.
Right?
Ooh.
Right?
I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, but I don't like these license plates. Oh, dear Lord.
Yep.
The first one, TPSHLF Top Shelf.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, this is people we probably wouldn't like, Ian.
Yep. The next one, Trust FN, Trust Fund.
Uh-huh.
Or Trust Fund.
Yeah, trust fund. Trust in fun.
Trust in Fund, which is something that someone who has a trust fund would say. So
Right.
either way.
Uh-huh.
You know, you just got to go through life trust and fun.
Right. Turns out
What do you do for a living? Oh, yeah, I have a trust fund.
Yeah. When you could just throw money at problems. Yeah. Exactly.
Just trust and fun.
Uh-huh. Yep.
And then the last one, Fanssy with two S's.
Fanssy. Fancy. Uh-huh. Yeah. Ian?
I'm gonna go fast on this one.
Okay. Do you want some
already got
zoomies? Because I think some zoomies could help.
No need, but sure.
Okay. Well,
I don't think I need them.
You got to see this King Ranch license plate frame. It's a Brazzers license plate frame. So thank you for letting us know that you enjoy porn. Thank
Yeah.
you.
For anyone who doesn't know, that is a website that features non-medical pictures of naked people.
Non-medical. Is that why I got fired from the hospital?
Yes. Yes, it is.
All right. Okay.
Time to look at your X-rays. www. Okay.
All right. Yep. Uh-huh.
All right. Then
The very sparkly Camaro, which I
now I'm saying, you showed me that on the King Ranch, and now I'm second guessing my answer for that.
See, Ian, you were going to go no zoomies. You can't go no zoomies on a license plate game. Or maybe I just want you noodling.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I got to take my sweatshirt off while you're thinking about this. Okay.
So there's really no extra clues on the Camaro, I wouldn't say.
Yeah.
And the Alpina looks pretty standard Alpina B7.
Right.
In other words, super nice.
Yeah, right.
So
like
nice.
the perfect car.
I know.
Right.
Oh, they're so cool. Okay. I think I'm going to stick with my original thought. I'm going to vamp while you take off your shirt. Just go for it. Skitty bop 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 ba boop bop. Skitty bop bop.
Okay. Oh, you're jazz scatting. Oh boy.
All right. Here's my gut instinct.
Okay.
Fanssy King Ranch.
Oh, okay.
Top Shelf Camaro.
Okay. All right.
Trust Fund Alpina B7.
Oh wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Are
That's
you right?
How am I doing?
Do you want to change your answer?
No.
Ian, you got them all wrong.
Oh no!
Trust
Oh
fund.
my God, the trust fund is on the
King
Jesus
Ranch.
Christ.
Yep. And Fancy, it may be a Camaro SS, Ian. Fancy.
Oh!
See?
I went too quick. I was thinking about my wife's go-to karaoke song, which is "It's Your One Chance, Fancy, Don't Let Me Down." And I associate that with, so I associate Fancy with pick 'em up trucks. I see the mistake I made now.
Gotcha.
And I thought Top Shelf. I was concerned that Top Shelf might be the Alpina specifically.
Yeah, Ian. Hopefully you'll be able to redeem yourself in a future license plate game. But
that was pretty bad. That was pretty poor.
Our buddy Steve Edwards sent in the King Ranch. Peter sent in Fancy, and Jared sent in the Alpina. So thank you, Jared.
Yeah, that's a good spot.
Right?
That Alpina with a vanity plate. That is a good spot. The thing is with the Alpina and the vanity plate is that the Alpina's whole thing is being like really understated.
Right.
Like they specifically tone down BMW's excesses, you know, and they just go for kind of like stealth super luxury,
right?
And so like putting a braggy vanity plate on one of those sort of means you don't get it,
right? Because money and subtlety are always hand in hand.
Well, that's true. Well, but that's what I mean about the Alpina. It's like it's for a certain type of rich person.
Not just, I mean, that may be where it's targeted, but that does not mean that that's who consumes it.
Definitely.
Right?
I mean, obviously.
Right.
Yeah. Proof positive right here.
Yeah. Do you think this picture is going to be up at like Alpina marketing headquarters like next week, and they're going to be like, all right, what the fuck are we doing wrong, people?
Yeah. I mean, it should be.
Yeah, right?
Oof.
Yeah,
Okay.
We need to find Bob and track his ass down and make him get a different vanity plate.
How did I not put the SS thing together?
You were rushing. You didn't think it through, buddy.
I talked myself out of another one a couple of weeks ago. I was right. Whatever. It's fine.
You
Don't
didn't
worry.
even want zoomies.
I know. I was trying to trust the fun, you know? And
You trust that fun, buddy. You trust that fun.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well done. Ooh, let me silence my phone. Dear God. Okay, here we go. Okay.
We did a little bit of karting. Let's talk about doing some karting recently.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You organized a work trip
Yes.
for your coworkers.
Yes.
And you.
Uh-huh.
And then we realized that I was like driving to the airport around the time that your karting thing was wrapping up.
Right.
And so I just made my commute real long to the airport.
Oh, that Denver traffic, man. It's a real bear.
Oh, it's a nightmare. Do you know how
3.5
far away?
hours?
You know how far away from Denver they put that airport? It's crazy. It's crazy. It took me 4 hours to get to the airport. Yeah, that's basically what I did. And we went karting in the middle of the day on a Tuesday, and it was delightful.
Right. It was fun.
The thing that I want to talk about is a couple of things. First of all, the idea of showing your coworkers just how dorky you are. Of like, here's the thing that I am the dorkiest about. And I'm going to share this with you. And not only that, I'm going to also bring along my other dorky friend who's also going to show up with his own helmet and gloves to this ostensibly recreational activity. I don't do that. I don't cross streams. I have coworkers over there I got family over there. And then we've got our thing.
You're very compartmentalized.
Yes.
Well, I think that I find that very interesting, and that of course makes sense about you, right? And I can be pretty private as well, but I think that like when it comes to, I mean, my coworkers know how much I adore karting. They know how much I adore cars, and so I'm gonna let my freak flag fly on that one, man. Yeah.
It was great. I think everyone had fun. I don't think everyone was like irritated that you and your weird friend were faster than everyone.
Right. Yeah. And I will say, I think that like that nerd safe place is because I knew that they would enjoy it, right? It's something that they've expressed interest in the past in. And it's not like I was like, hey, let's take a deep dive on Aphex Twin B-sides for 6 hours, right? Yeah. Right? So yeah, it's karting. Yeah, it's the automotive equivalent of candy. Like it's the best.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, so we had a great time karting. Yes, thank you for coming and being my karting buddy. We didn't quite do as much tandem traffic management as we usually do because we were in heats without any randos.
Well, and your coworkers are pretty fast.
Yeah, honestly. They picked it up pretty quick. Yeah, we've raced with our good buddy Steven before. Yep, back at the outdoor track. And I knew Lenny and Ed would pick it up pretty quick. So yeah, for sure. It was
great. The other thing that I really enjoyed, a little just insight into Dave, is that his coworkers arrived more prepared for a first time karting than anyone else has ever arrived at a rental kart place before. Like your typical first time rental kart person is like, I have driven a car before. End of list. And then, then they go like ignoring all the flags and crashing into things.
Right.
These guys, I realize how the crazy pre-briefing that you gave them, because I can't remember now what it was, but there was like some like ultra specific question that they asked me.
Okay.
Like before while we were still checking in, and I was like, how did you know that about these carts? Like that's a really weird thing to know. And then I realized like, oh, you Daved this. You gave them, here's every single piece of information you might need to know about it.
I did, David. At one point, we did have a specific Teams meeting for it. Yeah. I had my iPad out and the track map, and I was John Maddening it, drawing lines and describing things. I knew that I was going to get a bunch of shit from one of my coworkers if I did not if he thought I was holding things back.
Yeah.
Right. And like keeping like an advantage. Right.
Well, now I'm giving you shit for giving them homework and making them come to the track with their binders.
That's perfectly fine. Yeah. Yep.
It was adorable. And they all did great. Like, everybody was like super courteous. Everyone obeyed the flags. Everybody had like was fast, and it was great.
And we all talked about about where to pick up speed, and great time, just great hanging out with them. So yeah. And I do have to say, like, I know that I'm not like I don't like hold the track record there or anything like that, and I'm not a professional driver or anything like that by any means, but I do enjoy giving new people track notes. It's fun, like to share a thing that you've been doing for a long time with somebody, right? It's fun. And you do it really well. I think that's one thing I really like about you, is that when someone seeks out your help, like you guide them very well on kind of like how to, like, you contextualize that, and like you make it very understandable for somebody that may be less familiar with that. I think you do a really good job describing stuff. Well, and I think we both do, and I think that's partly where our IT backgrounds come in. Because we're used to having technical conversations with non-technical people, right? And it's the same thing, really. Like, you're describing a mechanical thing that's happening, and you have to translate it in a kind of like a feeling way or a non-mechanical way.
and it's sort of the same skill set.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Good job, us.
Yeah. High five. Other way.
Oh, over here.
There we go. Yeah. No. So we went karting.
So, and do that. Figure out a way to kart on the way to the airport. It was delightful and not at all stressful when I added a final
heat.
I was fine.
I expected you to drive the go-kart straight out of the facility and onto I-70. Yeah.
It was pushing it a little bit. Yeah. But I made it. It was okay.
Yeah. Classic Ian. It's fine. It'll be fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I didn't have to speed at all on the way there.
Yeah, hand trembling as you take a drink. Yeah. Nice, Ian. Nice. Yeah. All right. What else you want to talk about, Captain?
Well, I want this garage update that you're teasing me with in the notes here.
Yeah, when you came by the other day, I showed you a part. I showed you a Fiat part. That's right. Yeah. So I got a new wastegate for the Fiat because I'm still trying to figure out a boost leak. I think it's a boost leak issue. Not quite sure. So wastegates are known to fail on these things, right? So I threw a new Turbonetics. I can't remember the brand name.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but can you refresh my memory and everyone else's memory? Is it a mechanical wastegate or is it computer? Is it like got a servo in there or something? Is it computer controlled?
So it's a mechanical wastegate. It's got a spring and a diaphragm. Operates off of pressure, right? Okay. Yep, not vacuum, but pressure.
Yep.
And there is an external solenoid that controls it. That's like a Mopar Fiat part, right?
Gotcha.
So that's not a part that can really be replaced, right? That's kind of like the boost controller for the car, right?
Okay. So and that just controls whether that gets the full pressure from the backside of the turbo, essentially.
Yeah, the turbo manifold. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Exactly. Right. Yeah. And so what was happening was I would rev all the way up in second gear, full throttle. Boost would hit on my new proper boost gauge, so I know that this is really happening. Hit like 22 psi, then abruptly cut and go down to like 10, and then it would ramp back up again, cut, go down to 10, and it over the course of fully accelerating in second gear to close to redline, it could do that maybe 3 times, flutter like that.
Do you feel it when that happens?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you feel it. It's not like the car's like halting, but it's like power, you know, like, okay. Yeah, you know, and it makes a little bit of a noise. You can hear it doing something, right?
Weird.
So, yeah, something's not right. All the turbo whooshies change a little bit. It'll, you know, you have like whoosh, and then it'll go like, and then whoosh, you know, yeah. Okay. And not like the fun way when you let off and the blow-off valve goes, psh, you know?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So the wastegate install on its own didn't change anything. It was still doing it. But now I know that that's like, it is a very failure-prone part. Our buddy Andrea Peterson helped me kind of talk through some of it on Twitter. And so, you know, it's not a crazy expensive upgrade. I think it was $150, right? And so I threw that in there, and easy install right on the top. Still happening. And so the thing about the Fiat Abarth is you have to think about like, pardon me, how like what it's made out of. It's essentially built out of dry pasta and cigarette ash. There are like, so that wastegate solenoid controller has these hard plastic lines, right? They're basically like molded plastic lines instead of like, you know, most like turbo cars. I don't know what people are doing nowadays, but in the days of Saab, you know, back then it was all, you know, silicone hoses and vacuum hoses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right. The vacuum lines on these cars are almost 100% molded plastic lines.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Right. Even the vacuum lines for the brake booster, Ian, are like these molded plastic lines.
Okay.
Right? There's a
Can
reason
you do the old like soapy water thing?
I could, but it's only happening like at max boost. Right?
Okay. Just fill up on jack stats, put a brick on the accelerator.
I did try injecting some air into the system, but I couldn't get it consistent, and like the hose kept popping off and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, well, here, let me share my screen let me show you. I have a picture of the wastegate lines. Here you go. Wastegate solenoid. Here you go. So here's these hard plastic lines, right? Here's the solenoid.
Oh, okay.
Here,
Yeah.
right? So these plastic lines, like, I mean, come on, what the hell? So I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I have some like crazy high quality silicone hose, like really like no shit silicone hose. I'm going to replace these 3 plastic lines with silicone, get rid of these like elbow junctions that you see here and all this stuff. And I did that over the weekend. Like I planned everything out, I think Saturday night. I wrote on my garage whiteboard, like, you know, like exactly what I was going to do. Right.
Yeah.
And I think that like I had something change in my head where you can get to this like just by taking the air intake off, but it's still super tight and very fiddly. And the lines around the turbo are very tough because the one that goes into the turbo manifold is actually on the underside of the intake. And so like it's tough to get to if you don't take some stuff off. So I was like, okay, I'm going to put it up in the air. I'm going to take the front bumper off. I'm going to take that headlight out on the passenger side. I'm going to let the windshield washer bottle hang cuz that nozzle's in the way. Like I'm going to do this. And like so like that switch flipping in my head of like, okay, I could do this, or I could do this like a little extra work that I know how to do, and I'm getting really confident at, like pulling the bumper and all that stuff, you know, and be way more thorough, like for maybe like, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour extra of work. Right. And it made doing that replacement so much easier than trying to fiddle with all that stuff while it was really tight.
So did you end up replacing the whole assembly?
I replaced that whole assembly that I'm holding right there, all of the lines on it with this. Like I have some of the silicone hose, right? And like this is like crazy. Like I'm squeezing it right now.
Yeah.
Right? Like really good stuff, right? Compared to the stuff that like came with my boost gauge.
Right.
Yeah. That just crushes instantly.
Yeah.
And I took it for a drive today, and I think the problem's gone.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. And like I was really revving it up, and you know, I think it's gone. I think the issue it's either gone or it's greatly reduced.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Yeah. And also like way to like look at something that looks cheesy and be like, you know what, I'm going to make that better.
Yeah. I'm concerned about the rest of those plastic lines in the car. Yeah. And this electrical connection just basically decayed in my hands when I was pulling it. You can see. So I think
it's so frustrating.
Yeah. Next time I find one at a junkyard, I'll pull that pigtail and splice a new one in. And next time I have a chance, I'm going to throw a zip tie around this to keep it secure. Yeah. It seals up really well, but the clip that locks it is gone. So
that sucks.
Thanks, man.
But yeah, those lines are that's a great little upgrade.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Yeah. So, you know, just making that decision, like I am going to do a little bit more work to make this thing that needs work easier was definitely something like that was kind of a change to me, you know? Yeah. So while I was in there a while ago, the air intake elbow I found that was torn. Do you remember that? I can't remember. I think I tweeted something out about that, right? It's basically just like a rubber-ish whatever, right?
Oh, it's like the silicone joiner thing between the two metal parts or whatever?
Yeah, it's between the like the cold air intake here, right? And the turbo inlet, right? Yeah. It's just a 90-degree bend, right? But it had torn, so unfiltered air could get into the turbo in the engine, right? Yeah. And so I replaced that with just like a silicone hose that I got off of Amazon.
Nice.
And works, but it's not exact. So the air intake the cold air intake doesn't quite sit exactly where it should, and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? Let me just find one online. Let me find this silicone or this rubber elbow and on Mopar parts, and just order it and slap it in there and get rid of my kind of hodgepodge silicone elbow. Ian, I would like you to guess how much. Let me see if I can find a picture of this part first, because I would like to see if you can guess how much Mopar wants for this part, Ian.
So it's just a joiner between.
Yep.
Then it just joins the intake.
Yeah.
The air intake hose or tube to the turbo inlet.
Yep. Yeah. Here you go. I have a diagram for you.
Okay.
Of where that goes in the car, or like the parts involved. Yeah, here it is. So here's the stock air intake. Remember with that cool Abarth logo?
Yeah.
There's the thing that comes down, and here it is, number 7.
Okay.
Right here. So I mean,
it comes with 2 hose clamps.
No, it doesn't come with 2 hose clamps. Those are extra, and I want you to guess how much those are.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna say that is. I don't know what's out. Like, I'm guessing it's outrageous by the tone, but I don't know, $25.
Ian. Oh, Ian. Ian, here you go. Here's the Fiat Mopar
I feel like
parts.
Lucille Bluth right now.
Yeah.
How much could one banana cost? $10?
Exactly. Yeah. All right, here you go. So we're blocking location. All right. Okay, so
number 7.
Yep. Number 7 is $95.40. Ian, the hose clamps.
$12.55 a piece?
A piece for the fucking hose clamps.
That's crazy.
Went on eBay.
Talk.
Right? Put the part number in. $75 is the best I can find on eBay.
Really?
People know what they cost.
Couldn't you just get like a silicon?
That's what I have now.
Intercooler thing?
Yeah, you can, but like trimming it so that everything lines up exactly as like the factory piece does is pretty tough. Tough. I took my time doing it, and it's close, but it's not quite right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how much was that?
$12. Yeah, the silicone elbow.
So you could screw it up.
Yeah. You know what? That's a great point.
How many times you could screw it up like 5 times and still be ahead?
Right. You're right. Yeah. And it came with the one on Amazon came with hose clamps.
See, it's insane. That's
$95 for a rubber elbow. Right. Yeah. Here, this hose.
I used to go to the movies for a nickel.
Right. This hose here, this number 5, $23. It's just like a 3/8 hose is all it is that goes to the air oil separator.
But it fits just so.
Right. Yeah. So
it's so funny because I always think like, if you think about it, like these should be cheaper.
Oh yeah.
Right. Like they should be cheaper than than making it yourself. Like,
yeah.
Because they had to buy these in bulk to those exact specifications. There should be a warehouse full of that shit.
Right.
And it should be cheaper.
Right. It's just costing them money to store it.
Yeah.
Right? You're paying for security guards. You're paying for inventory management systems. Like, you're paying for all this stuff. Like,
true. But I mean, so's the hose maker.
Yeah. These are all parts that like are just sitting.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I know they got to get their beak wet, but that's insane.
I'll pay like $125 for like a timing belt and a tensioner. I'm okay with that. Right? That's a reasonable price, in my opinion, for like a solid Gates belt and and a water pump assembly, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will pay like $120, $150 for something like that. That makes sense. It's a little steep, but yeah.
But especially if you know, like, oh, this is OEM, it's going to work.
Yes.
And because like with this, if it doesn't work, like you're no worse off than you are now.
Right.
Whereas with the other one, if it doesn't work, you're significantly worse off than you are now.
Right. Yeah. Do you remember how much my valve seals cost? For anybody who doesn't know what a valve seal is?
I don't remember.
When you're rebuilding a cylinder head, it's a tiny little thing that sits on the sleeve that keeps oil from going down the shaft of the valve in the engine, right?
Mm-hmm.
A set of, let's see, so I have 4 cylinders. I have 4 valves per cylinder, right? One, so that's 16 valve seals.
Good job.
$116, Ian. They were like 10 something a piece.
And they were 10 cents a piece to make.
Right. A piece of rubber the size of a dime. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's, again, I mean, like, if it fails, like,
yeah,
you know, that, because that's what for those sorts of things, I feel like that's what you're paying for. That's where the cost comes in of, like, you want to be sure.
Right.
That's the type of thing you don't go to eBay for.
Right.
But intake hose elbow, like, who gives a shit?
I know,
Why does that have to be OEM, you know?
Right. $95.
That's crazy.
And $12.55 for the hose clamps.
Yeah. What I want to see is the metrics from how many people, like, click through add to cart on the valve seals versus the next website that people go to for the elbow. Right,
exactly. Yeah, let's bring some analytics into this, right?
Yeah. I guarantee you a much higher percentage of people add to cart on the valve seals than do on that elbow.
Right. Yeah, for the elbow, it's like the elbow, then eBay, and then find a therapist in your local area. That's the website leapfrog that happens there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, still keeping the nugget going, buddy. You know?
Nicely done. I really like that.
Thank you. Oh yeah, and here's what I saw today when I was out running errands and doing my little test. I think you'd like this. So.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
I've seen that exact one before.
Have you? Yeah.
Yes.
It's a beautiful brown Toyota Land Cruiser.
And it's, if I remember right, it's like immaculate inside.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Tip to toe, perfect.
Yeah. No, I've seen this truck around before.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It is beautiful. I love it.
Yep. So there's your 2-car garage right there.
Yeah. For audio listeners, it's a original Toyota Land Cruiser with just beautiful light brown. Mm-hmm. I think it had did it have wood decking in the back?
I can't remember. I didn't see the back. Yeah.
In the back, it was a wood decked, and it's got the 2-tone, and it's a big winch on the front. It's gorgeous.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. It looks like it rolled off the showroom floor. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is
super cool.
What year were these? I don't even know.
This would be like late 60s, early 70s.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So
super
it's
cool.
50 years old. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm paying $95 for a rubber elbow.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So anyway, there you go.
But I mean, this is now like $100,000 car. So
true. Yeah. True. Yeah. Or more.
In that condition. Yeah. That's
right?
crazy.
Yeah. So there you go. Yep. Okay. All right.
Well, Dave, what do you say I give you a license plate game?
Okay. All right. Real quick, I do want to do a little bit of My Eyes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was your My Eyes. Sorry.
Oh, no. Listener My Eyes, our buddy Eric in Illinois was cruising down the road and saw somebody hitting switches on, I think they're Impala. Yeah.
A very blurry Impala. They should really get that looked at.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Eric said that they saw them taking the picture, so they started hopping. They saw Eric taking the picture, and so they started hitting the hydraulics on the car.
God, lowriders are just fucking delightful.
Right?
They're so cool.
Yeah. Just throw some hydraulics on a big slab and it's fucking delightful, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway,
so cool. Good spot.
So thank you, Eric. And then I have a little bit of something that I saw at Autocross last time, Ian. You may be familiar with this car because it runs lemons. Ian, it's a BMW Brat. Have you seen this?
I have seen pictures of it. I don't think I've ever seen it in person.
Yeah, they were betting it in at the Autocross event, the last one of the season. So it's a BMW, E30?
Mm-hmm.
That's chopped up to make a pick-em-up truck Subaru Brat style.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's really great.
Thought it was a Brat when I first saw it.
What's in the hood scoop? Or the roof scoop?
I think some kind of computer or something like that they're keeping cool.
Yeah, it looks like a big heat sink up there for something.
Yeah, don't know.
That's really cool. That's interesting. Yeah. I wonder if it's a little radiator for a cool suit or a helmet cooler.
Oh, yeah, could be. Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
That's really fun.
So, yeah, there you go. That's okay. That was all I saw, Ian. Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
There we go.
Well, I made a license plate game for you as well.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Some more just unhinged people out there. All right. So this one is called Yes, DMV Worker, I Am a Superhero.
Okay. All right. I assume when they slide the application across the desk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Let us begin.
Okay. All right. Oh boy. Okay. All right. So up top we've got a black Nissan Versa sedan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. It's typical. I mean, if you want to fly under the radar as a superhero.
Obviously, It's the classic superhero transport vehicle, the Nissan Versa.
Exactly. Then we have a Jeep, just a Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Yep.
Right? Yep. Just also very dark gray with some black accents.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a Camaro-ish, a newer Camaro. Just also all black. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And the license plates are Black Knight, BLK Knight, Mistiqe, Mistique, and then Ninja 86. Okay,
correct.
So somebody's AOL name. Yeah, their AIM Instant Messenger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Ian, this one sucks, you bastard.
I think there's at least one context clue that I can think of.
All right.
So I would suggest doing some zoomy zooms.
Okay.
I feel like one of them maybe is a little bit telling.
A slightly dirty Nissan Versa with some handprints in the dust, stock wheels, no stickers.
Nothing
on the Versa. The Jeep's got no stickers or anything, but it does have like just a black license plate frame.
I will say the license plate frame is sparkly.
It is sparkly. Okay,
I feel like I lost a few pixels in the upload here, but
I appreciate that because that helps. That helps. And then the Camaro, it looks like, is this like an American flag-ish kind of sticker? It's Camaro
I think that
RS.
I believe that is a dealership sticker.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. I think given the sparkly plate, I want to put Mistiqe on the Grand Cherokee.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I want to put Black Knight on the Camaro and Ninja 86 on the Versa.
Okay. Talk me through the Ninja 86 on the Versa.
Yeah. So in the Venture Brothers, like two of Monarch's henchmen, they drive a powder blue Nissan Stanza, right? Just like it's like their stepdad's Nissan Stanza, right? Mm-hmm. And like, I don't know, like it just fits that vibe of like some like a little bit haphazardy, like maybe like comic book style, like Ninja 86ing, and that car seemed to go hand in hand to me.
Okay.
You know? Yeah. I don't know. And Black Knight seems exactly like what somebody with a Camaro would get. Mm-hmm. You know, it's between Black Knight and Mistiqe, in my opinion, for the Camaro. But the sparkles on the Jeep make me think that somebody's got a little pizzazz and they want Mistiqe on there.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Do you want to change any of your answers?
I don't think so, Ian. I don't think so.
Interesting. Okay. The solution is in the Dave Don't Look folder.
Okay. All right. If anything, I think Black Knight's going to be on the Jeep, but we'll see. Okay. Mistiqe, I got it.
You got it completely correct.
Ian, thank you very much. And these are all cars that you yourself have seen.
Yes. Recently, my family and I went down to Colorado Springs for a little weekend the other week, and on the way back we saw Ninja 86 and Black Knight on the way back home, and then I saw Mistiqe in the airport parking garage.
The day we were
and karting. I stopped my sprint to the gate to get this picture.
I love that. I love that a vanity plate can cause a detour. Yeah.
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 Yep.
How mad would you have been if you missed your flight because of Mistiqe?
For like the exact amount of time that it took me to like pull up my phone.
Right? Yeah.
And then as they're shutting the door to the jetway, I just go, oh, and the flight attendant the gate attendant just grabs me by both sides of the head and just pulls me in close and whispers, Mistiqe. And vanishes.
Yeah. Hides down underneath that tiny little window in the door. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's your villain origin story right there, buddy.
That's how I became Mistiqe. Yeah. The Ninja 86 thing I loved so much because there were 5 adults, 5 young adults in that Nissan Versa with Ninja 86 on the back. And I promise you that wherever they were going, there was going to be Magic the Gathering played in that location.
You know it. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Probably
it
not.
Was fantastic.
Yeah. Probably not Warhammer 40K, but probably Magic.
They didn't have space.
Right.
Who can fit figurines when you got a Versa full of five people in it?
Right? Yeah. I could tell they're talking blue-white strategy right now. Yeah.
Yeah, you lost me. Or maybe some D&D. It could be some D&D. But there was a role play or strategy based game happening at these people's destination. Yep. And it looked like they were about to have a great time.
That's fantastic. Yep. That Ninja 86, just fits the whole vibe.
I know you nailed it. You nailed it, and you know exactly who that person is as well.
I do. I mean, yeah. Right?
It's fantastic. I love it.
You're talking to somebody that routinely plays a Magic the Gathering themed game on their phone every single day. So,
It's true.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's a sliding door Severnuk right there. Yeah, that could have been me. Yep. I don't hate it. Yeah, I think that if I'm picking, do I want to hang out with the people that I showed you on the vanity plates or the people that you showed me? I think I'm going to have a much more interesting time with the people that you showed me.
Oh, definitely.
Right?
Definitely. I want to meet all 3 of these people.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily need to put them in my will or anything, but I want to hang out. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And, we probably don't want to hang out with Top Shelf, right?
No, because he gets bottle service.
Right.
And he's going to tell me about which clubs have the best VIP areas.
Right. Yeah. It's nothing but topper stories, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
No, thank you.
Exactly. Yeah. Well done, Ian. And I love that you saw all these like black cars,
Within like, a week of each other, I got all three of them, and I was like, that's a theme. I saw Mistiqe, and I was like, I knew exactly what I was going to do with it.
Right? How good does it feel to get that third plate when somebody texts it or sends it in?
Oh, yeah. Yesterday we were in the car, we were driving home, and it was dark out, and I have two of a theme, and I saw the third one.
Okay.
I saw a third one, and I slammed on the brakes on the highway. I said, Jenny, take a picture! Take a picture! And so she took a picture, and then I resumed my speed limit.
Yep, speed limit drive after making sure it wasn't blurry.
Correct. Right? No, that was the problem, is that she was like, okay, got it. And then a second later, after I blew by the car, she looked at it and she was like, oh, it was blurry. It didn't turn out. Like, no!
Oh, man, I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, looking for a new intern. Taking applications.
Oh, man. I'm sorry, buddy.
You get paid in actuallys about the discography of LCD Sound System.
Right. And Cheerios plug at the back of your head. Well, actually, it's about the LCD Sound System. Yep. Nice, Ian. Nice.
Thank you. Well, Dave, I think we did a car show.
We did, buddy. We did. Yeah, we talked about cars a lot.
We did. We played games.
Mm-hmm.
I guessed the prices of things like Lucille Bluth.
Yep.
You actually fixed some things. It was fun to had by all.
Finger crossed. Yeah.
If people enjoyed this, they should text us 720-515-1391. apexadjacent@gmail.
Real quick, let's give a new listener shout out to Nathan. He sent us a vanity plate, been listening for a little bit now, and sent a text. So thank you, Nathan. Awesome. Welcome.
Yes. And if you're a new listener, let us know.
Absolutely.
Well, Nathan, thank you. Everybody else, thank you. And everyone, we love you. Goodbye.